Oh, yep, I can hear you. Setting up the tokens.
Do theater. All right, we're live. It's just me and you. It's me and you until Alyssa shows up. Hopefully everybody on stream can hear me. I don't know who all is here right now. But had some people said that they were gonna show up, and rep. We have like some new followers too. We got looks like my brother actually also followed. We got Juhan, I know from my community, Discord community. Tony codes daily. I'm gonna assume that Tony codes, possibly daily. Appreciate all those follows. Any follows, any amount of people following helps tremendously. So I appreciate every single one of you. Just want to show these off a little real quick because they're a gift from our illustrious dungeon master. Okay, boom 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 boom. That is my first dice set ever because I was known as the Leech King. Get it? Like Lich King. Anyways, yeah, I always borrowed dice, and so that is my first personal set ever. So thank you very much, Hector.
Couldn't have that going on for any of the players in my campaign. No, thank you.
All right.
If we're showing off dice, this is what I'll be rolling with tonight.
Ooh, yeah.
This is a gift that I got at Christmas. This is my little dice box. So got a nice little opening action here. Leather straps. So we can get those open there. And then on the inside, you got like, this is just so cool. It was handmade. Zelda, if you can't tell, is like my favorite thing. Actually, my whole sleeve is a Breath of the Wild sleeve. But yeah, so it comes with a dice roller that actually attaches to the side of the box like that. And a little box to hold my dice in, which, if you look inside, without making them fall, you got my dice. Ooh, let me get that in the light. There you go. So I am pretty happy with my set here. My dice.
No.
So yeah, this is what I shall be rolling with.
Yeah, I'll probably make some like personal rolls with these. It's so good. So good.
Oh yeah, go for it. Go for it.
Kinda...
Hey Roy, how's it going?
Oh, Roy. Yeah, we got some viewers now. Just going through and chatting up about dice and stuff. So we give the future VOD viewers something to watch while we get ready. All right. Showing off dice. You know, got these brand new dice there.
So tonight we've got just two of us. It's just gonna be me and Jacob for maybe about half an hour.
Yep.
And then our librarian will be coming to play with us tonight. About half an hour. At the moment, I'm just kind of setting up like some tokens for the map so everybody can see. We got some new art to showcase to y'all tonight, which is going to be really cool.
That's what's up.
Give me a second to finish up here, and then yeah. All right, so I'm doing Maramir's token right now. I've done yours and Anira's.
Outstanding.
I think for Maramir, I want him. I think I know exactly what frame to put for Liss. Maramir, I want something feels a little sneaky. So I'm gonna have to do this one. Kind of like that one. All right.
I haven't worked on advertisements or sponsorships or anything like that. Anyone, so you don't have to worry about that yet. Okay, we haven't sold out. Okay, yet. However, we still do have the ping.gg. Oh, thank you, Reed. I appreciate the follow. And we do have the ping.gg, but when we switch to the new when we switch to theater mode, okay, the tavern mode, if I should correct myself there, we're gonna have those cool digital art renditions that Hector is talking about, the headshots in particular. And then in the future, I don't know if anybody here's ever watched Critical Role, okay, or or any like Robert. He's another great DM. There is occasionally you'll see in the bottom, they'll have like a little box where they have like a full body digital art, and then they'll have like the stats for that character. I'm working on that. It's not as easy as it sounds. If it sounds easy, I don't think it sounds easy. So if it sounds hard, you're right. Also, it's harder. So yeah. So I'm ready whenever you are, Hector. Let me know. I'll switch over and we can get started.
Okay, and I think I got that one done. I got a little extra with the tokens, but I imported a module so y'all can like change up the frame of your token if you want.
Sweet.
But let's see what this looks like. Okay, cool. All right. So the tokens are set up. We got all 4 of them side by side here.
Taking D&D notes. I keep forgetting to get a pen, and so now I'm having to do it on my computer like a caveman. All right, so whenever you're ready, you could do the what is that called?
Intro. Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Words.
Words. Sweet. All right. So, hello, everybody. I am your DM for tonight and every night that you come to this channel and we are playing D&D. My name is Hector, Hector Matos. You can follow me on Twitter at KrakenDev or also on Twitch at KrakenDev. I stream every so often. But regardless, what you have joined tonight is a pretty interesting group. So this D&D group, and I know you only see 2 of us here today, but it's actually a total of 5 people. Me and 4 dorks or geeks or whatever you want to call us, nerds. We happily wear every single one of those labels with pride.
Right.
Basically a bunch of developers and a librarian playing D&D. And what makes this interesting as well is that we're all a bunch of newbies to D&D as well. A couple of us have played a couple of campaigns. In particular, your DM, I don't know why I'm speaking about myself in the third person. I am doing DMing for the very first time. So y'all are going to be experiencing me try to tell a story for D&D for the very first time, but I'm not the only one. A couple of our players are also first-time D&D players, and as we go through the campaign, we will be learning and having fun, and just trying to build a community. So, my friend here today, his name is Jacob. You're on his channel right now watching us, and he plays. Oh, sorry. He plays Rune. Ruin. Is it Rune or Ruin?
Yes. No, I'm kidding. It's
Yes,
Ruin Solomon.
Ruin Solomon. For those of y'all out there, try seeing if you can find the anagram in his name. Um,
Dot reverse.
so he'll be playing Ruin tonight. We'll be joined later by our librarian, Liz, who is playing a character also named Liz. So we'll be having some fun about next. If you join us next week, so don't just watch us tonight and never come back. Next week we'll have the full group together, uh, and yeah. So with all of that said and done, hello stream, hello world. Play on programming terms there.
Hello, adventurers.
Welcome, hello adventurers. Welcome to our very modest group of D&D. So tonight we are starting with not starting with, but tonight we are continuing the story of the Call of the Netherdeep from Critical Role. It takes place in the world of Exandria, and up to this point, our adventurers have met, um, fought a goblin after an arm wrestling competition gone awry, listened to a creepy old man who hit on everybody in the group, um, and bumbled through a maze in the festival that is being held in the city of Jigao.
Bumbled. Thank you.
They bumbled through a maze. Well, in particular, like specifically, our Ruin here bumbled through a maze. Met a couple of rivals named Dermot and Maggie. Maggie is an orc. Dermot is a goblin. Um, and after the maze, which after a friendly competition with their rivals, Ruin here won the little friendly competition. They moved a little south to of Jigao to the docks, where another festivity, if you will, occurred, which was a swimming race. There, one of our characters, who you'll meet next week, Anira, last name Afara, uh, participated in a swimming race against another two rivals, Io and um, Io's friend. So, which we'll find out more about later, in which they had a riveting swimming competition where there were sharks involved. Um, Anira won by just the breadth of a hair, and got a very interesting medallion out of it. Also, Ruin got an interesting medallion from the maze from winning that little competition.
Nira
And
has it.
so, oh, which Anira has actually. Yeah,
Hmm.
you're right. Because she went through. So Anira currently has both medals from both competitions.
Yep.
So, and that's where we've left off in the story so far. We've met four rivals. We've participated in two competitions, and we are now at the docks to the south of Jigao. If you'll bring up the map.
Yeah. Quick question. What was the goblin's name again?
Dermot.
Dermot. That's right. Hey, there's the art.
All right, cool. So this is so I have commissioned Hayden Nguyen. You should definitely look them up. Very awesome artist. And I commissioned him to do portraits and half bodies of our characters. And Jacob, I have got to say, this screen looks great, absolutely great.
Excellent.
Uh, these portraits look so good in this scene. So actually, I'm gonna drop Hayden's Twitter here
Perfect. Yeah.
in the chat, so that way y'all can check them out.
Mm-hmm.
He's at Bluebow Art or Bluebow_art. So that's twitter.com. Blue.
Mm.
I highly encourage y'all check him out. He is incredibly talented, as you can see, and
It got
I'm
filtered out.
excited.
I'll take care of that later. Um,
It got filtered out.
yeah, I might have the filters too high right now. We'll take care of this. Take it.
I think if you paste it in the chat, it should go through, since you're the admin of the channel.
Cool. Send me the link.
Should be
Just on Discord.
Oh, yeah, got you.
Discord or ping, either one. Perfect.
All right, awesome. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and move you down here by the docks where you were before. At this point in the story, after we have finished the competition, so some backstory for a couple of y'all. Currently, Maramir is off on somewhat of a mystery, looking for a couple of people of interest that he has not quite revealed to the group yet. About a couple of weeks ago, not a couple of weeks ago, but before our adventurers came to the docks and went through the maze, he slipped out into a horse carriage, off into the distance, on the trail of something that he found out from a bartender in town. When last we left off, we had Ruin and Anira working together during the swimming race, and Anira, after everything was all said and done, looked around and noticed that Maramir wasn't there, and neither was Liz. So, with a quick little goodbye and I'll be right back, she told Bruin that she was gonna go see if she can find Liz, um, and Maramir. So she's off around Jigao, just kind of seeing if she can find where her new companions are. So now we just have Bruin on the docks after the competition. Is there anything you want to do?
Yeah. I mean, I heard about this arm wrestling competition. I figured, just kill some time while Anira goes and finds the rest of the party, rest of the group, and before we head back to the, I forget what the tavern is called, but the tavern that we keep hanging out. Is it an inn or a tavern?
Oh, Lissa. Lissa's here. Lissa, you are muted in Ping. If you go to the Ping website, there should be. There we go. I think we can hear you now.
Hey.
Hello, hello. All right, awesome. So, Ruin, as you are trying to kill time, after the swimming competition,
Mm.
um, you are walking north because last we left off, you heard that Io was going to see if she can find her companions, Maggie and Dermot, uh, who, from what she understood, was supposed to be on their way to the arm wrestling competition in town. So she said that was a little north of the maze. So you start walking towards the maze, and as you pass the maze, uh, you actually find Liz, who bumps into you, um, seemingly out of nowhere.
Oh, hey,
What would you like to do?
uh, Liz,
Hello.
Lizzo, where have you been? Where is everybody?
I think we've all been exploring the festival.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I Marimir disappeared 1 minute, and then you were gone, and then I turn around and Anira was gone. I'm fairly certain at some point we'll all get back together. But I was heading towards the arm wrestling competition. I heard that there might be possibly another prize. At the very least, it should be entertaining.
I'd love to join you.
Fantastic.
I just finished a wicked game of rock, paper, sword, and I'm ready for the next challenge.
Did you stab any? Did you stab someone?
Isn't that how you play the game?
I'm just gonna like walk away quietly. All right, so I was start heading towards wherever the arm competition was supposed to be being held.
All right, cool. So as you're walking by, as you're walking just a little north, and let's go ahead and bring Liz here with you. So y'all are kind of walking through the streets of Jigao, and you're kind of moving up a little north, somewhere up here. Oh, so above table. Sorry, just because I'm really excited. Liz, do you see your new artwork?
I'm switching. I can't see it because my screen is tiny. But did you notice I made it my profile image on?
I did actually. I was trying to set up everybody's character profiles. Like I was going to everybody's character sheet to bring the new artwork in, but I saw yours was already in there. I was so happy.
Oh my god, now I see it. Okay, I switched over
yeah.
to the forge and I see it, and it looks amazing.
Yeah. So, do you notice the little moon in the back behind your?
Oh, now I do. I just saw like what looked like a haze of blood, and I felt happy.
Something almost as good, but yeah.
Oh, it's a moon. It's perfect.
I thought you would love that. By the way, we'll find out a little more about why we chose that frame later. But regardless, for right now, I just had a little bit of excitement. So y'all, if our reviewers will just excuse a DM for right now. Also, Liz, you should check out the stream. Check out Jacob's stream. He updated the scene to include all of our images, and you'll get a look at everybody's new artwork.
The stream?
Yeah, the stream. It's twitch.tv/Jacob, M as in Mike, G as in golf, Evans. Hey, Glassy, how's it going?
Okay, I'm opening it. Huh. You've got a time machine. This content is unavailable?
You may have gone to the wrong channel.
Twitch.tv/Jacob M. Evans?
MG Evans.
MG. I also just hear what sounds like a dragon calling, so we'll be right back.
All right. So,
all right, cool. So in the story, back to the story now. Hey, Glassy, thanks for stopping by. Um, so you are walking north, and after meeting up with Liz, who just came from a riveting game of, in this world, we call it Boulder Parchment Shears. Um, you approach a brick building with a sign that reads Beef Slab Butchers. There's a simple table and two chairs have been set up outside. Both chairs are currently occupied by people wearing the armor of the Aurora Watch. The Aurora Watch, you would know, within the Kryn dynasty as part of kind of like the military um, presence here. So their elbows braced against the table, these two people, and their hands are locked in what seems to be a very close arm wrestling duel. Just kind of they're both of their hands clasped with each other, going back and forth over the top, and it's hard to tell who is going to win. And there are about maybe 24 festival goers watching them silently, and in the crowd you see uh you see a goblin actually uh trying to take bets as the contest is going. I've got good odds. And you see people giving the goblin some money, clearly making a bet on who would win. And until suddenly, slam, the occupant in the left chair pushes her opponent's arm to the table, and the crowd erupts in whoops, cheers. What would you like to do?
All right. I just want. I'm gonna. Is there somebody like overseeing this, or is it just kind of a ad hoc situation? What's the like? Is it officialized? Do we have an officiant?
Ah, yes. So the officiant is actually the person taking like you would be able to realize this is actually the person taking bets.
Of course it is. Okay. I'm gonna approach the goblin that's now probably collecting money. And I'm just gonna go up to that goblin and just say like, hey, I like I don't know what the queue is looking like, but I want to jump to the front.
All right. Wait your turn. I'll get to you in a second.
What's
All
my
right, you bet. What was it? You had 9 gold on the drow? Yeah? Are you sure it wasn't 6?
give him his 9 gold?
No, it was 9. All right. Here's your 9 gold and 1 for the house processing fee. You'll understand.
Fair.
And goes to the very last person that was making a bet. I got 1 halfpenny. You bet on the drow as well. Okay, here you go. You know what? If all you can bet is halfpenny, you can go ahead and keep that. I'm cool. Uh, Obviously, since you can't really take any fees from that, he decided not to just let him have it. And then he looks at you, kind of gives you a look up and down.
I'm gonna give like 5 copper to
Can
that.
I?
I'm gonna give like 5 copper to that person
So
that didn't even have like one
he
copper.
takes a long crooked nail and starts scratching his beard a little bit. Can I help you?
Oh, well, before I talk to the goblin, I'm gonna take like 5 copper and give 5 copper to the person that literally didn't even have 1 copper. They had like a fraction of a copper. Just gonna give them just a handful of copper. Just be like, here, go buy yourself something to eat or something.
So it's actually another drow, um, a male drow who looks at the copper. He's like, I don't need your money, sir. He takes out a purse and show and shows a peek to you, and you see it filled with gold. It's like, I'm just not a very
Big better.
I'm not big better.
All
You
right.
know, I never win. The fact that I even won this time around was I can't even believe it. Maybe my luck is finally turning.
I
You see this hunger in his eyes.
Uh-oh. Like a compulsive gambler now. Well, good luck in the future. Thank you for your honesty. Maybe continue not to gamble. That might be a good idea.
I I don't know. I really think my luck is gonna turn this time.
Uh,
Sir,
uh,
I want to bet 10 gold on this gentleman right here. Are you competing?
yeah, I am competing. You don't have to do
Okay.
that. You don't.
I'm gonna bet 10 gold on this gentleman right here.
All right. Thanks. I appreciate that. All right. Yeah, so I'm also gonna put 10 gold on myself as well, and I'm gonna tell the goblin to you might still be muted, Alyssa.
No, I'm not muted.
Oh, okay.
I'm just playing catch up.
Oh, yeah.
So Liz, while you were gone, he came up to y'all walked up on basically a brick building. It's called Beef Slab Butchers. It was they reused the building for this arm wrestling contest for the festival. It's clearly not a building that they use regularly for things like this. So they just have like a little rickety table outside of the butcher shop. And as y'all walked up, y'all saw a female drow competing against a male drow, and the female drow won the arm wrestling competition, and it was a close call. There was about 2 dozen people around, um, clearly making bets with this particular goblin that you're talking to right now. Um, and I think you were able to see the rest from there.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm also, while I'm handing over like the fistful of gold to the goblin for my competition, I'm gonna kind of like ask, like, so you heard about these like medallions that the various competitions around Jigao have been giving out? Do you have something like that?
Oh, absolutely. The mayor of Jigao has given all of us several medallions to give to winners of each of these competitions. Um, and from what I hear, they ain't nothing too special. If you look at his face, you can see he's not shaven. Um, he looks to be the owner of the butcher shop. Uh, and he's like, so he holds out actually this little this little medallion, like actually quite a few medallions, uh and they're like poorly like constructed metal in the shape of a bent arm, um for the arm wrestling competition. However, when you look at the poorly cut metal, however, what you see is not really the quality of the metal, but a specific iridescent sheen to the metals, something that you would know from that you would actually like recognize from your armor, that is, you know, magically imbued. Um, so you look at them after he shows it to you, and then he kind of like unceremoniously shoves it in his pocket. Um, he's like, but yeah, these are the prizes. People are going nuts for them. I don't know why, but
All right,
I'm only here to see who's the strongest.
it's gonna be me.
So as soon as you say it's gonna be me, uh, you hear uh, you hear the female drow walk up and say, "Where's my gold?" And he's like, I got you, Meryl. I got you." So he actually takes out 20 gold and gives it to Meryl.
And
Meryl was apparently incredibly confident.
mm,
And she's like, "Pleasure doing business with you. Uh, you forgot the fee." Ah, all right. actually passes him 5 gold, and takes the 15 gold, puts it in her purse, in her coin purse, and gives you a look up and down. Is like, "Are you about to compete?"
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, honestly, I only compete against the best. If you're gonna challenge me, the best, then you're gonna have to prove your worth. Because honestly, looking at you, I don't think I want to waste my time.
Just like
Um,
just as she says that, I'm gonna like channel a little bit of divinity and force my eyes to glow gold, and just like you see like there's like that veiny like glowing divinity through my veins, just glowing gold. And I'll say, I'll see you at the end of it. Don't worry.
ooh, someone's fancy.
Fancy as it
I've seen
gets.
people like I've seen people like you before. This contest is a contest of strength, not magic. And besides, you can't scare me. And she just kind of turns your back to you and says, "Look, tell you what, we can defeat one of if you can defeat one of my battle buddies here, I'll give you a shot."
All right, just don't waste my time.
So she nods to another male drow who was standing to the side of the table as he was watching his comrades do this competition. Uh, he gives you a look up and down in appreciation. He appreciates the make of your armor, and he can tell a soldier. He can tell he can pick apart another soldier from the crowd, and gives you a respectful nod. You can tell Meryl here is someone of a higher rank, little um, little full of herself, but from having but well deserved for somebody of her rank. You know, you've known people like this in the military, people who worked hard to get to where they are in their station, and have the swagger to come with it, to come along with it. But he looks at you, gives you a respectful nod, and says, "Come."
All right,
And
before,
while this is happening, I jump in and I jump in to
Hold on.
ask the goblin. Oh, yep.
yeah, I was gonna say, like, Alyssa,
I,
do you wanna bet
I'm
anything?
jumping in to put a bet down.
Yeah, all right. I was gonna ask because like I'm like got these guns.
The problem is, I'm a little on the poor side. I tend to spend my money unwisely, so I'm
Oh
counting on you. I'm counting on you to add to my bank.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Because totally, we don't have a lot of money in this team.
It seems like gambling it is a good way to increase it.
Yes, yes. Like I slowly just like hide my purse, like my like sack full of gold, like just like totally.
So,
Right, sorry about that, guys.
we'll do it.
By the way, y'all will probably see my daughter. She's going to be playing Switch in the background. Her brother's out and about, so she feels like it's not that fair to go to bed if her brother is also awake. Understandable.
Cool beans.
So she's going to just be playing some Switch in the background.
No worries.
Just survive somehow. That's my mantra.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. So what have I missed? What's going on?
Lissa.
So I have made a brilliant decision to bet all of my money
Oh.
on just a total of 3 silver.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
On me.
Yes.
What are my
cheering
odds?
for you.
Is it like a 10-1? What are my odds? 3 silver, is that like 30 silver if I win? I'm just like yelling this out in the void here.
So he looks you up and down, and And so he actually he goes up to you and says, "I'm not sure." And then he goes over to Mero. He's like, "Psst, "What are odds?"
Oh god. Oh god. I just like pull out a small book where I just like has like explanations of things and like just detail stuff, and I'm just like I get down there and spend like 10 minutes explaining the odds to the goblin.
So you're saying
Yeah.
that if you had like 3-1 odds,
Yep.
I would pay you 3 times the amount.
Right. But if I lost, I would lose a significant amount as well.
You would lose 3 times the amount. Is that what you're saying?
Not really, but let's just pretend that so that we can move on.
Okay. All right. 100-1 odds on this one.
Oh jeez. Okay.
You better win this.
Let's do this. Who's my challenger?
All right, cool.
Bring it in.
So your challenger is the male drow, the one that said, "Come, we spar." And so he makes his way over to the table. He sits on one of the rickety chairs. And so let me go ahead and bring up his all right, there we go. Got it here. Perfect. All right, so what is your actually I can look that up here right now. Got your strength modifier. Okay. Cool. And so he sits down at the chair. I assume you go ahead and sit at the chair across from him.
Yep.
The goblin goes up after taking the rest of the bets from the crowd, and he says, "All right, the rules of the game are simple. You arm wrestle."
Thanks.
Oh, by the way, it's 5 silver to join. You can bet, but that doesn't cover the entrance fee.
Of course it doesn't. There you go. I just toss him.
He takes 5 silver from you, and he takes 5 silver from the male drow. And y'all go ahead and start the arm wrestling competition. So what I want you to go ahead and do is so as your hands grasp each other in the classic arm wrestling move, the male drow says to you, do you want to use second hand, hold hand, or do you want to hold table?
Hold hand. I'm gonna
Okay, hold
we'll
hand.
yeah.
So as he holds your hand for like the arm wrestle for the actual portion of the arm wrestle, he sticks his hand through and then kind of grabs your hand like this.
Yeah.
And y'all are now locked in. So the goblin goes to y'all and he says, "All right, on my count, 3, 2, 1, go." And now you can make an athletics check.
All right. The moment he says go, I'm also and just to like I'm trying to get into his head and intimidate him, right? I'm trying to get into this it's mind games. It's mind games too. And just more of that like divine golden light that just will like just crawl up my hand. My eyes will glow. Mm-hmm. And just as that the goblin says that, I'm just gonna just like kind of like have that burst of energy, and then I'm gonna roll.
Okay, I'm digging it. Make your roll with advantage.
Ooh,
And
thank God.
And I have an idea. Anybody in the chat, if you're watching, um, put in the chat which dice you would like me to do this this roll with. You can either do the black and purple dice or the green dice.
So you said shift and click was advantage?
Shift and click for athletics.
Am I allowed to throw a blood curse on the drow because I'm cheering for Rune here?
I mean, you can certainly try.
Oh, my athletics check is so bad.
But I would say that beforehand, actually no, because this didn't happen beforehand, and you are just getting to know Rune. So yeah, if you would like to do a blood curse, go ahead.
Now the question is how my vested interest in 100 to 1 odds on my silver.
And I'm like already
It's
you could
not about Rune, it's about the money. I don't give a shit about this guy yet.
You can already see like I'm like struggling. It's like just hold on. Oh god.
All right, so let me see here.
I thought it was strong.
Oh my, cool. All right. That was your athletic. No, you didn't roll this correctly. You have to shift click.
Oh,
You should be seeing basically two next to each other.
I did shift click. What is going on? I try it one more time, but I feel like this is like 3 rolls at this point.
No, I know, but I want you to get used to the.
Yeah, I'm hitting shift. Oh, I know what's happening. I'm silly. There we go. There we go.
That's what I'm looking for.
There we are. All right, I'll let you. You get to pick which one you use because I rolled a bunch of times. Probably the second one.
All right. Well, I mean, honestly, let's just see how they do. So we've got. Make sure I'm getting all of these just right. Oh, okay.
That didn't sound good.
Y'all are actually still locked
Ooh.
in the. I'm going to be using your first roll. I just wanted you to practice in Foundry.
All right.
Your first 2 rolls, so you're 3 and an 8.
Yeah.
But that's actually okay, because you both failed each other's DC. So,
all right.
At this point, your advantage is gone. Because he's now a little more focused on the match. However, Liz was trying to do a blood curse. Now, Liz, if I'm looking at your sheet here, if you go click on your character sheet in Foundry, you can go to the Features tab, and you have blood curses towards the bottom. It's like 5 away from the bottom in your Features tab.
My character sheet won't open. I will make it. Like I'm just. There we go. Okay. So features. Where did you say features were?
It's the 4th tab. So if you're in Foundry, right?
Attributes, features, yeah.
Yeah, so go to features, and then towards the very bottom, 5 from the bottom, you should see blood curses, blood curse of bloated agony or whatever. You've got about holy shit.
So
you got a lot of blood curses here. So what you can do is choose which one of these that
the blood curse of bloated agony, because that reduces strength. So I'm trying to reduce the Drow's strength so that Ruin can beat him.
Has disadvantage on strength checks. I see. Okay.
Ooh.
So go ahead and do it. Blood Curse of Bloated Agony. So do you see the little? So if you hover over Blood Curse of Bloated Agony, you'll see like a D20 on the left hand side. You can click that. Okay.
2 seems bad.
I wish I understood what 2 here was. Oh, it's actually he takes 2 necrotic damage.
Oh.
Is what you did.
Oh no.
However, he still has disadvantage, and 2 is not a lot of damage, so he doesn't really notice because he's in the middle of a arm wrestling competition, so he's super like focused.
Our eyes are locked.
Yeah, so he's still super focused. So what I need you to do, Rune, is make another strength check or athletics check.
Athletics check. Oh, I'm just getting 8s. That's sweet.
What is your strength modifier?
2. So it's 8
2?
plus 10. Or 8
it's
plus
actually
2.
it's I know you already have 2 as a modifier to your athletics, but you actually get a +2 to this particular check.
All right.
So, but my guy will be rolling at disadvantage. Ooh. All right. So at this point, you feel like a bit of a weakening, you know, in his hand, but then you kind of feel like this surge of strength in your locked hand, in your secondary locked hand, as he kind of pulls a bit and starts to go over a little more. So y'all are now so you can feel your hand kind of at a 45-degree angle. So so at this point you may now make another athletics check.
Come on. What the dice are cursed. Oh.
All right. So from here, he's going to. How long does this last? The curse lasts for 1 minute. Oh, and now I need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, it's 1 minute. It's 10 turns.
Yeah. Yep. So let me make my Constitution saving throw here. Got it. All right. He's still at disadvantage. Let's see. Oh, luckily for you, you find a bit of strength here, and you keep it there, and you bring it just a little closer to over the to the top.
I'm enjoying this. Enjoying this.
So go ahead and make another athletics check.
I'm gonna start getting like messing with him again. I'm just gonna be like, hey, you're letting up. You don't want to do that. Just kind of taunting, like, ah, come on. I'm gonna start questioning this dice rolling module.
Why don't you use your regular dice?
I'm gonna next.
All right. So Liz, your blood curse has been lifted because he beat. So if you read towards the end, the creature can make a Constitution saving throw with a DC of 12. I just rolled a 15. So he shrugged off your curse.
Is that the beginning?
So now he's gonna. What's that?
Is that the beginning of the turn?
At the end of his turn. So I rolled it at the end of his previous turn.
Oh, okay.
All right, cool. So he rolled a.
God damn.
Ooh, all right. So, here you you don't know what it is.
Mm.
Maybe it was the fact that your friend, your new friend, just bet all of her money, and you just kind of feel that riding on you, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That that you're just a little distracted in your head, thinking, I can't lose this.
No,
Um,
she already doesn't trust me.
and uh like you want to gain her trust, and you definitely don't want her to lose her money. um and you start thinking in your head, well, maybe I can make her whole again, maybe I can use my own money. And as you're thinking that, your hand starts to go and it's dangerously close to the table, as you get one last try at beating him. So make one last athletics check.
All right, before that, like I'm just gonna be like as I'm getting closer to the table, I'm gonna be like, "What's that?" Just try to like distract him slightly.
It will not. It. Oh, okay. You know what? Actually, make a deception check.
Deception. That's fine.
I'll allow it. Make a deception check.
Let's just get the 8s out of the way, I guess. What is going
Yeah,
on
that
right
doesn't
now?
pass. He doesn't look. He does not look. Instead, what he says is, it's like, desperate try for desperate man. And he tries to make, and you feel like this force pushing against your hand, as he really just tries to get your knuckles to touch that table.
All right.
Am I able? Said, make your last athletics check.
Am I
You
able to
fail
like?
this one.
Am I able to like yank on the other hand at all? Is that like a?
No, I mean it's just part of the arm wrestling.
All right. All right.
It's for stability. If you've
Okay.
ever like done that before.
Oh, absolutely. Athletics check.
Different people like to do arm wrestling differently.
All right, I'm gonna try it on the table one more time. Come on. That's about right.
So as you say, what's that? He says, desperate try for desperate man. And then he just rams your hand through the table. And the table breaks.
The table breaks. The table breaks.
Oh yeah. Well, actually, like that where your hand lands on the table actually just like splinters off the wood. It was rotted wood to begin with.
Immediately,
the table
as soon
that you can like afford.
As soon as the table breaks, I just call foul. I'm like, this is not an appropriate table for this competition. I call for a something. This is not okay. This table was not up to standards. Okay, there's regulations.
You may make a deception or a persuasion check.
I'm definitely doing
whichever
persuasion.
one you want. Deception or persuasion.
What is going on?
The goblin looks at you and says, desperate try for desperate man. And says, no.
Yeah. I look
now give me 100 gold.
100 gold.
You said 100 to 1 odds, right?
Yeah, if I win.
That's how it works?
No. And I pull the book back out. Start explaining it all over again.
So he looks at your book and he's like, give me that.
Yeah,
So,
you have the book.
He'll just kind of like roughly take the book away from you.
Yeah,
reading it. And you see. So go ahead and make an insight check real quick.
Sure. See how insightful I am right now since everything else is not going great. Great. Where was that roll 5 seconds ago? It's all the adrenaline pumping through me from the
It's going
event.
straight to your brain now.
I'm just like laser eyed.
Yeah, all the adrenaline from the event is going straight to your brain now. Like you can think clearly in a moment of like you just get a moment of clarity and you realize the goblin can't read. He's just looking through your book and it's like, I see. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Got it.
No,
okay. All right.
You seem to
That's
be
fine.
you seem to be a goblin of great rapport. I definitely can see the understanding. You grasp the concepts fully. Yes.
At this point, the crowd starts laughing at you.
Yeah, that's fair.
And,
yes, thank you.
The drow says, "Listen, let's go again. I have something to prove to my superior."
Is that that you can beat me when I'm taking you seriously?
And I was going to say you should never send a man to do a woman's job, and that Rune needs to pay for my entry.
Ooh.
It cost me everything.
Cost you everything? Here's
everything.
Here's 50 silver. Also, you can pay for yourself.
All right, so you can go ahead. So to make sure to take 50 silver from your bags. And,
oh yeah, no, I gotta take 10 gold out too.
Yeah, don't forget to take out from your bags. So Liz, if you open up your character sheet, I believe in inventory.
Yeah.
You should be able to, like, there's a little currency row there, so you can add 50 silver to that if you decide to take it, of course. Knowing you, I believe your character would.
Definitely take it.
All right, I'm gonna
3. I gained 50.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Before
So Goblin looks at List and says, "Oh,
no. So hold on. Before List like walked away, like while we're still like I'm handing the gold over, like, or sorry, the silver over in her hands, I'm gonna cast Bless.
Ooh.
And just like kind of clasping my hands, kind of like, you know how you like slyly like tip somebody some money, just clasping their hands. I'm just gonna very quietly just be like, "You got this," and just cast Bless.
All right, so Lissa, what that means is whenever I ask you to make a strength check, you can roll a d4 and add that number to your d20 that you roll for the strength check.
Yeah, you said these were saving throws, right?
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
All right. So did you get that, Liz?
Yeah, and I'm gonna figure out how to do it once we get there.
Awesome. So, all right. So at this point, the goblin looks at Liz and says, "Ah, I see. We have a woman of strength here. Who wants to see her compete?" And the crowd takes a look at Liz, and they see this elf that just looks like a badass, clad in black, a sword, a black sword on her back to match. That seems to have a bit of a glow to it if you ever look at it a little closely. But she's the very picture of badassery, and the crowd is for it. They start to cheer, and the goblin kind of waddles over your way and says, What's your name, dear?
Lissa.
All right, everybody, give it up for Lissa. And
Where's my fanfare?
the crowd goes nuts for Lissa. Clearly, this crowd is a fan of strong women. And if you remember walking up, Meryl was a female drow who won that arm wrestling competition. The goblin says, as we all know, women are women are the queens of arm wrestling. Take our Meryl here, the undisputed champion. Maybe our Lissa here may take her crown. And the crowd is clearly like listening in, eyes affixed to Lissa.
Nice.
And the male drow takes his seat and says, finally, real competitor. What would you like to do, Liz?
I sit down at the table. I say nothing, and I put my arm out.
Great. Would you like to use table or hand?
Table.
Very clever, because for him to use the table, he'd have to grasp the broken side.
Ooh.
So, all right. At this point, y'all clasp hands, and y'all are y'all are primed for this arm wrestling match. So the goblin steps up and says, "All right, is everybody ready?" Everybody says, "Yeah." And at this point, he yells to the crowd, "Y'all know what to do." Clearly, they treat women differently here than they do men.
Enlightened society.
And he says, "Okay, y'all know what to do." And so the crowd says, "Yeah." And so the crowd go. So you hear the crowd go, "Who, who, 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 3, who, 2, who, 1, who, go!" And then y'all are off to the races. You feel the male drow like force your hand as you force it back. Go ahead and make an athletics check.
Already to a better off start.
All right. Would you mind telling me your strength modifier? Pretty sure I can get
+3.
It's plus.
Oh, in athletics it says +6, but when I look at strength, it's +3 because you got those.
Well, you're probably proficient in athletics. That's fine. But regardless, wait, did I miss your roll? I don't see it in
13.
Yeah, it didn't show up in the public roll for some reason.
Oh,
there
no,
it goes.
there it is. All right, now roll a d4.
Oh, 19.
I don't know how to do that.
All right, so if you look at the very bottom right of your screen, do you see all of those little dice icons? If you hover over them, it'll tell you which one is a d4 or not. What you'll want to do, you see the plus and the minus icons. If you press
4.
plus, that's how many dice you'll roll, and then you click the dice itself, and then you can click roll.
New macro? No, I totally don't see dice icons. Is it on my character sheet? Okay, where you were looking.
Oh, in Foundry, if you go to the chat log.
Okay, so
it should be at the very bottom of the. Yeah, in sorry.
Or in Forge.
In Forge, yes.
Okay, yeah.
So if you go to the chat log, at the very bottom of the chat log, you should see a bunch of dice icons.
Yeah. Okay. And so 1, 2, 3, 4th, the 4th die over.
No, it's
No,
the
No, if you hover over them, you'll see that they say D4,
D4.
D6.
Thank you.
Mhm.
There you go.
You got it.
Okay. So I pressed it once, and now I'm going to roll it.
Yes. Perfect. You did it.
Nice. There you go.
Okay, so you rolled a 22, and I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I can't make this up. My dude rolled a 9 and a 20. He rolled at disadvantage because he had to clasp the broken end of the table. If you didn't have to roll at disadvantage, you actually would have lost this. But you actually won. So from here, you find that it's actually very easy to move his hand just closer and closer to the table. His hand is at a very uncomfortable, like 30 degrees. So we're gonna go ahead and roll another athletics check. With
Do
a
I roll
D4.
it too?
Yeah, roll a athletics check and then roll a D4 again.
Nice. That's a 20
Women
already.
are better.
That's
Women are
a
better,
that's a
apparently.
dirty 20 with a D4
Dirty
of
20
23.
with a 3.
We're gonna win
My
that
dude
medallion.
rolled an 8. My dude rolled an 8 and a 9. So at this point now, you feel him like start to struggle against your superior strength, and
Yeah.
his hand is now just like an inch from the surface of the table. And you feel a clench in actually you feel the table shaking a little bit as he's struggling just a little more, and he's hanging in there just by a thread. So go ahead and roll one last athletics check.
I have the lightest smirk on my face.
Oh snap!
Oh my god, this guy's not having a good
22. Nothing below a 20. Oh,
He rolled a yeet.
That's a
He rolled a
nat
yeet,
1.
but he's rolling at disadvantage. So
Oh my god. Natty.
he rolled a 7. He rolled a 7 though. If he wasn't rolling at disadvantage, this would have been a very different competition. So at this point though, with your 22, you, with that light smirk on your face, he looks at you. He sees perspiring now, and there's a look of fear in his eyes as you see in his eyes just fear mixed with respect, like more respect than you've seen in your past lists.
That's
More
my
respect
friend.
than you've seen from your more respect than you've seen from your tribe, more respect than you've seen from anybody that ever contracted
That's
you.
my new friend.
And out of show of respect for the soldier, you lightly tap his knuckles on the table, instead of showing him the same courtesy he showed Rune. and the goblin, uh, during this entire time, has his nose just looking at the little space between his knuckles and the table, and sees the touching of the knuckles against the table, and says, "And to no surprise, Lissa wins!" And the crowd literally goes bonkers at this point, and you're hearing them. The rush of blood in your ears starts to die down, and you've realized this entire time the crowd didn't stop their chant of go, go. And as the rush of blood in your ears dies down, you hear the crowd cheer, and the goblin takes your hand, raises it up, and clasps. "Here's your stupid medal. but everybody give it up for Lissa. And everybody's just cheering for you. And it is at this point
I had gold on this
that
game.
Meryl.
I had gold on this game, Goblin person.
No, you didn't, because you forgot to bet.
I had gold on this game, Goblin person. I had 10 gold on this guy.
Did you? Because I don't remember you betting.
Sure.
I'm not gonna allow it this time. I don't remember it. If anybody in the chat remembers this, then let me know. If somebody in the chat says that you did put 10 gold before Lissa's competition, then I'll allow it. But I personally really don't remember you doing that. So the fate of Rune is in your hands, chat. Cool. Now it is at this point that Meryl, the very woman that you saw win the initial round against one of the male drow, stands up and walks over to you and says, I respect that that you didn't disrespect my soldier. You are clearly a woman of strength, as am I. Would you do me the honor of competing in an arm wrestling competition with me?
I just jog up and I like pat Lissa on the back. I'm like, this is my new friend.
So I ask if she'll look at my ring and tell me if she knows anything about it, being that she is an elf.
Ooh.
Well, my story elements. I'll go ahead and ask. Am I allowed to bring it in? Like, it's one of my drivers trying to find out an answer.
Yeah, I am actually also intrigued by this. I'm gonna what is that? Hold on. I want to do a history check.
Okay, cool. So give me one quick second. All right, awesome.
Oh my god, I did it.
So, what was your history check?
Is it 8 minus 1? It's a 7.
Cool. So, Rune, to you, what you see is an opal ring.
Yeah, it's a very nice ring.
And the opal ring is ringed in like simple gold, but if you look a little closer, you see that there's some filigree to it. And to you, it reminds you of the inside of the conch shell that Anira won at the swimming competition.
Okay, I just look at
it is an opal and it is iridescent like the inside of a conch.
I just look at Lissa.
You know.
I look at Lissa and I go, conch shells are shiny.
I just shake my head.
Yeah, I know
I'm
these things.
I'm gonna do a history check.
I know these things.
Well. Real quick.
Oh, I finally rolled a 17. That's nice. Out of the single digits.
All right. She looks at your ring and looks to you and says, the filigree on this ring it reminds me of a pattern that I've seen. I don't know if I should tell you this.
Where? When?
And she says, agree to the competition with me.
Yes.
I feel like this was slightly coerced here. You know things.
You said what?
I say I feel like this was slightly coerced here. You know things about her ring, like what do you know? Like are you gonna share it regardless if she wins?
I told her I'd agree to the competition if she looked at it. I didn't stipulate she had to tell me anything. I hope
That's
I've learned a lesson from that.
So at this point, she respects that you want to do the competition, but she looks at Rune and says, "I don't trust men."
that's fair. I don't trust myself.
And then she says to you, "Les, if I'm to tell you anything, the man must go."
What's that? Is that a cloud? It's like slowly
Rude.
walk. I just slowly walk away.
I'll see you at the bar.
I forgot its name.
It's the only good one in town.
All right. See you there.
So Rune walks off, and he just kind of stands at the edge of the crowd, still a little invested to see what happens next, but keeps his space. She says, "I appreciate it. I'll give you this much. The filigree on your ring, it reminds me of every king has their symbol, and the pattern of this filigree reminds me of the border that belongs to the king of the Kryn, to the king of the Kryn dynasty, who is a dark elf. If you want to know anything, I suggest you start there."
I take a deep, long, slow breath, processing the first time I've known anything. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Shall we wrestle?
Hell yes. And she is excited at this point. She gives you a smile and says, "Let's do this. Let's show them what women can do." And she sits down, clasps your hand, and the goblin is takes on this aura of just like entertainment. Um, this is better than he could have hoped. Um,
Are you gonna bet on me, Rune? Although I wouldn't
in the distance from Rune, you hear just under the dull roar of the crowd, you hear this from Liz. What do you want to do?
I'm just gonna like slowly like slither my way to where the goblin is and just like palm him like 10 gold and just be like, what are the odds?
1-1, sir. We have two powerful women here.
You've learned.
I cannot give you any better odds than that.
You've learned. I've taught you well.
Thank you.
I just
And then he takes your gold and goes up to you guys and says, "I'm sorry, my queens, but I need 5 silver from you both. And I've already collected it from you, Lissa, Meryl." Meryl looks at him and says, "Here you go." All right. As he does that, he kind of shakes himself off. You know, he was a little afraid to ask for the silver from Meryl, and starts stoking the crowd again. "We have the undefeated champion Meryl. Miss Bronzefang here cannot be defeated, but Lissa is here today. She's new, but I've never seen anybody beat this man right here," and points to the male drow. And you can clearly see he didn't bother to give his name. It doesn't seem like he cares. What will happen today? Everybody, place your bets. Place your bets. He goes to everybody in the crowd. He starts collecting some silver, some copper, some gold, and he goes right next to your table after he's collected all of the bets. He collects the 10 gold from Bruin as well. And then he says to everyone, okay, y'all know what to do. And the crowd starts doing it again. Who, 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 3, who, 2, who, 1, who, go! And you feel that familiar pressure from Meryl again. Not from Meryl again, but you feel that familiar pressure as the arm wrestling competition now starts in earnest. Go ahead and make your athletics check.
Is that a 5?
That was a 15, if I
Oh.
saw that correctly.
Oh, 18.
With your modifiers. Okay. And then dang. Okay. So you
4?
as you feel that pressure, it's hard. Y'all are still right there at like struggling to get each other's hand over the top. And you start to feel her hand give way. There is no hand grasping here. There is no table grasping. It's solely on the strength of your of both of your singular arms. And you feel her hand to go. You feel your hand going over the top as her hand nears about, like, I would say 30 degrees. It's close. And honestly, you haven't felt this kind of strength before in your life. It's hard, but you're clearly in the lead here. Go ahead and make another athletics check.
No way. Like the opposite of my rolls. It's fantastic.
This is fantastic. I mean,
The dice are telling the story.
the dice really are telling the story. Meryl is rolling high too, by the way.
It's fantastic. So fantastic.
So, as you're making that progress, I mean, you're only at 30 degrees. You feel your hand like go a little back towards neutral, and then you kind of summon this strength in you, this strength from newly found knowledge. You're not going to lose this. There's no way you can. And as you feel your hand getting back towards neutral, you push past that 30-degree mark, and you're just halfway there. You feel it. You're halfway there. You've never even been this close in your life to finding any kind of knowledge that you wanted. You were never even close to halfway to finding your knowledge, but here you are, halfway there, halfway through the arm wrestling competition, halfway to the knowledge of what you really want to know.
It's intense.
You've been searching for your whole life. And you feel her hand go little past the 45-degree mark. You only have about 40 degrees left till you win. Make another athletics check.
I'm breathing so hard. A short gasp.
I'm so invested right now. It's not even the gold.
All right. You feel a surge of strength in your soul, in your arm, your muscles, as you push past that 30-degree mark. She stops you dead right there at 20 degrees. And it's like a mountain. It's like stone. You feel like you can't push past this. And you summon some sort of inner strength inside of you and just push it just a little further as her knuckles are getting closer and closer to the wood. The goblin is there right next to the table. His long nose, I swear, is like 3 inches from Meryl's knuckles as he's observing closely to see if this is going to be it. Make one final athletics check.
No!
No.
That's a nat one.
You're excited. You are excited. You can feel it. You are almost there. You're almost to your win. You're almost to the knowledge you seek. And you become distracted. Did she say a king? And then you feel your hand start to come back up as Meryl takes advantage of your distraction. Starts to come back up even more.
I need to focus.
And
I need
for
to
a
get my head in the
second,
game.
for a split second, you realize you're not on the top of that mountain anymore. You're not fighting that dragon. You're fighting something else. You're not looking for no. No, you need to be here in the right here and now. She brings you almost back to the top again as you come back to the competition. Make another athletics check.
Oh my god!
I'm here. I'm
You
present.
see my hands. You see my hands. I need to take a picture. Hold on. Okay. So I'm gonna send that to you later, Jacob. Remind me to send, actually I'm gonna put that in the Discord.
I want to see too.
Oh, like I said, I'm gonna put it in the Discord. You'll see it. So as you got for that brief glimpse of distraction, you realize you're there at the top again, and like so much of your life, you go forward and then you take 10 steps back, and you'll be damned that this happens to you again. For the first time, you got concrete information, and inside of you, you feel those chills reach up the back of your neck.
Ooh.
You know this is it. This is over. You can't waste any more time here. And with one final push from deep in your gut, you slam her hand on the table, breaking the table into splinters.
The table
'Cause
was
she rolled
pretty
a nat
broken
one.
already. You broke it
Yeah,
more.
it was
Yeah.
you broke it into splinters. You see, she rolled a nat 1 and you rolled a
That.
from what I understand, you rolled a nat 20 here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So your nat 20 versus her nat 1, that's exactly what happened. And you win the competition.
My god.
Splintering the table in the process.
I can't even.
You stand up, you thank her, and you walk away. The goblin rushes after you. The crowd is roaring. I mean, you thought it was loud before, but it's deafening now. As the goblin goes to you, tries to do some more pomp and circumstance for you, but you don't care. He says, "Ma'am, I understand. Just here, take these." And he gives you the medal as well as Meryl's medal, because Meryl gave it to the goblin real quick as you were leaving and said, "Give this to her. She'll need it." And
Yeah. Okay.
I'll put those in your bags later.
Sounds like the real medal versus the not so real one.
And so Rune, at this point, you want to make sure that you get your gold back. Liz, did you bet?
That's 20
before-
gold.
I did not bet. I was paralyzed by indecision.
That's all. It's all good. Rune, you collect your 10 gold. You can go ahead and put. I
20.
think you can put 20 gold back in your bag.
That's the.
I figured out that Rune's rich, and I'm banking on his generosity.
I'm by no means rich. I have a small sum for my adventures.
So
now team share.
all right. So it's at this moment that you see Maggie, the orc from the maze, walk up and greet you, Liz. It says that was a riveting match. I know your friend here. As she nods at you, Rune.
Hi, Maggie. Where's the angry small friend?
Small friend is off at one of the other competitions. He said he needed to go do something real quick.
I
Honestly,
remembered his name.
he needed to take.
It's Dermot.
His name is Dermot, my
I
friend.
got it. Yeah, I got
You
it.
should remember. You should remember that name. I don't think this is going to be the last that we see of each other. I heard you met up with Io earlier.
Yeah, Io is interesting. Io's friend is more interesting.
Oh, Io's friend, you say? Um, his name is Gal Sariad. He's interesting, to say the least. It's very interesting that you're interested in him. I'm not sure what to make of that, but I'm sure I'll find out soon enough.
Well,
Hey,
I mean,
I'm hungry.
hopefully we see more of each other, Maggie. Are you familiar with this tavern? The inn or inn? Is it an inn? Does it? He has a small child that daughter. Very cool tavern. Curious.
Yes. I'm aware of that tavern. Everybody knows him.
Is there an inn right next to it? Like, can we like make this an area that we come back to often?
Oh, I mean, absolutely. I mean, the inn's open to anyone. Um, but honestly, I'm kind of hungry right now. You want to go grab a bite to eat?
Where?
I'm particularly interested in talking to you, Liz.
Liz.
What happened in the maze?
Oh, just absolute chaos. I am terrible at mazes as much as I'm terrible at arm wrestling.
Does Maggie have the medallion?
No.
No, she does not. Uh, but regardless, she wants to go out to eat with you guys, and she says, um, "I have to confess, there's a pie eating competition, and I am starving. And you look like you've worked up quite an appetite too, Liz. Do you want to join us?"
I love pie.
I mean, I'll try another competition. I'm 0 for 3 at this point. So let's do this.
Well, I mean, you're bound to win at some point, aren't you?
Probably not. No. Let's try anyways.
Oh, and she kind of gives you a friendly little nudge on your arm and says, "You should believe in yourself more. I bet you got this. Come on, let's go." Um, and as you're walking through the town, uh, side by side with Maggie, um, you start to smell spices, like this rich, like salty. It almost reminds you of home. Um, Starting to thicken the air, and y'all start to feel a rumble in your stomachs as you realize, wow, it's actually been a while since any of y'all have eaten. And y'all kind of walk off into the distance towards what promises to be delicious pie as we end the story there for the night. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Chat, thank you so much for watching us. And next week, we're going to explore a little more of Jigao as we get the rest of the crew together. Again, thank you for your time. Thank you for coming to watch us tonight. It's really much appreciated. And thank and also thank you, Jacob and Lissa, for playing with me. This is always so fun, so much fun.
Thank you for DMing and guiding our story.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. All right, that was super interesting. Particularly the fact that I haven't seen the dice tell a story like that in quite a long time. That was intense.
It was intense for me too, because I'm here like you have to understand. I did not. This happened last week too, Liz, when they were doing the swimming competition. Anira won the swimming competition by a hair. Like she was literally she traveled the perfect distance and just like touched the tip of her fingers to the dock as she won the swimming race. And it was like the dice literally told the story there too. Everyone was close. Like Liz, what happened last week was the swimming competition in particular. They had to go across the water, grab a spear, and they had to roll dice against each other. And whoever like wins like particular dice rolls, they would grab the spear from one of the other competitors as they're trying to race back towards the finish line, and the spear passed hands like at least 7 times. uh the people were neck and neck getting to the finish line, and they finally got there. And I shit you not, same thing happened today. Your dice rolls against Meryl, they were off by one until the very end, where I honestly I have never seen that, a nat 20 against the nat 1 after it being so close. Like
I haven't seen that in a game I've been in. Like I've seen it in other games. I've just never seen it in my own game. The even better is just the fact that I couldn't get out of like the single digits, and
yeah,
it
like
it set you up like where you're just like well let a real champion.
But your blessing won me that first arm wrestling match. If
it
you had,
did, honestly. If you didn't bless her, by
yeah,
the way, she would have lost quite a few of those rolls.
Ooh.
yeah. So your blessing set me up for success.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bless is a DM's curse. DMs hate whenever players use
Hey,
bless, because
that's your
that extra D4. Oh my goodness.
that's your fault for calling it a saving throw.
It is like you could check the source book. It is a saving throw. Like
You're like
you have
roll
to make
athletics
strength.
as like saving. I'm like, what? Okay. And then
It's what the book called for. You have to roll strength, athletics, in like particularly athletics, but against a strength saving throw DC. So like it it was weird, but it worked. And
yeah.
honestly, I like the story that it told. So I thought it was pretty nice. Um, but yeah, it was close, man. Like uh and
And
Liz,
now we have
this is your
two medals.
first foray into what the dice looks like and how it can affect the story. Like just little increments of numbers and how close they can be. I don't know if you noticed me saying like how close the angles were and everything like that. That was a direct reflection of the dice rolls and how close they were to each other. Um,
So good.
And I
it
loved
was
how
good.
you built out the tension with the last one. The first two were won or lost in 3 rolls, but the fourth, because they were so close, or the third, you stretched it out into 4, and it just pulled that tension a little bit more.
Yeah, I had to stretch it out into 4 because like you were about to win and then you rolled a nat 1. Like so as the DM at this point, I was like, okay, nat 1 is a critical fail. So like I couldn't let you win at that point. I had to basically reset you. Um because that's just nat 1s are the worst thing that could happen to a D&D character. So I basically had to reset you. And honestly, that nat 1 versus the nat 20, like there's no way. Like you had to win at that point.
Oh, so good.
I put the nat 1 in the Discord, by the way.
I
So like I cannot make that up. That literally is what just happened.
it blows my mind. It went from nat 1 to nat 20 in one roll.
Uh,
And then
it,
you
it
rolled a
was
nat
so
1.
good.
Ability.
The odds are insane for all of that to happen. Is
The odds are actually insane. There's no way that should have happened. But I
nat
love it.
1, nat 20, nat 1, like perfect combination for like this like I'm about to win, and then like, no, I'm losing, and I'm just losing focus to like, boom, just instant win out of nowhere, like the surge of I don't know. I was immersed. I was getting goosebumps. I'm not gonna lie. I was fully immersed.
Oh, thank you. I was
I
trying
love
so
that you
hard.
keep track of all of the backstories too. Like I have to have my character sheet up with my own backstory to keep myself fresh on it, and you're able to like pull pieces in immediately.
Yeah,
So good.
yeah. I had
I
to take
didn't plan that.
notes.
I didn't plan that, by the way. I will let you know I did not plan that, but I thought it was a perfect time to bring in a little bit of your backstory, so I decided to go for it.
And I'm still just trying to do intelligence-based checks because that is what Ruin does.
Yeah. By the way, this is now like a recurring theme list. Rune has been trying to make intelligence checks. He has a -1 on his intelligence
It's an
ability,
8.
and every single time he tries to inspect any of these metals to see if he can like discern anything from it, he keeps and I swear you can't make this up. He keeps on trying to like do actual intelligence checks, history or whatever, and he just fails every single one of them.
Yeah, yeah. What was the
It's
first
great.
one? The first one was a history check because it looked like a map. The second one
And then the
was
next one was a nature check.
a nature check because it was a conch shell, and then this one is it's a ring, and so I'm like, oh, this looks like a really fancy ring. So maybe a history, like maybe I've seen this somewhere in like the palaces that I've been in, right? Because I'm a paladin. I've been to royal places, and maybe I've seen this somewhere, and I'm just like, it's shiny like the shell.
I want to
Right.
go check on the two metals next game, see what the difference is.
All right, guys. So I'm gonna leave it there for the
Yep.
night. This was so enjoyable. Did not think that I was like that was awesome. Y'all
Welcome,
surprised me as well. So
welcome to
this is
D and
great.
D.
Welcome to D&D, Liz. I hope this was
Oh my god,
fun
so
for you.
fun. Thank you all. Have a fantastic night.
Have a great
You
night.
too. Good night, everyone.
Night. Good night, adventurers.